TV, and welcome to our first stream in the series of streams where we'll be kicking off the 2026 modular building. So this set, as always, came out on the 1st of January, as do all the modular buildings over the years, and this is the latest collection, or the latest set that's going to be added to that collection. So this set, I think, is about 3,000 and so pieces. I just realised my... there you go, yeah, 3,000 or so pieces, so, well, actually nearly 4,000 pieces. So it's going to take probably a few streams to get this completed as usual. So I'll put all the other streams up on the channel after this one today, but we will be continuing our stream next week as well. We've also added a new camera to the setup down here. It's just an updated one, so hopefully you appreciate the better graphics as well. So with that, we'll do what we normally do, which is crack open the box, take all the bags out, see how many we've got to play with, and then we'll get cracking with the build. So let's just go to the wide camera. You can kind of see we've got the those new boxes that have come out. So we've got sticker tape all the way around. This is a slightly different set compared to last year's Tudor one. We seem to be liking modular buildings now that aren't so square and have unusual shapes. Seems to be the challenge of the day. So let's open up the box. So inside we've got bag 24, 18, 23, number 2, 14, number 6, 7, 3, 22, number 11, 17, number 9, number 4, 19, 21, number 1, number 10, number 8, number 5, number 12, number 20, 16, 13 and 15. So 24 bags seems to be the total. We have the base plate, which actually mine's already ripped open, which is a bit weird, but we've got the base plate as we expect. Traditional bright green one for that one. Let's check there's no stickers in there. And then I will be using the PDF instructions, but there is the instructions in here as well. Let's just open them up just to make sure if there's any stickers or not. There seem to be any stickers there. So there we go, we've got the thick manual there, ready to build. But we'll be using the PDF instructions so you can see what I'm doing at home. So let's put these back in reverse order from 24 back. Then we've got 10, need number 1, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2. Let's go into the zoomed in mode, and we'll start with number 1. So bag number 1, and you can see the instruction manual here in the top. So it's the same as the one that we had printed. We've got the usual builder app, which I am actually using here, but I'm just using the PDF because I seem to prefer the PDF instructions. And then you can see a little note here from the design team. You can see the layout of the building that we're going to be building here and what it's going to look like when it's completed. And you can see a sort of a plan enactment next to the Tudor corner and the museum, which have been the last few sets that have come out. And you can see some of the key highlights here. We've got a theme of pigeons throughout the set, I think, by the look of things. And then you can see some of the added detail with the rat and the mouse around the back here. We've got a flood going on in the middle here with a plumber that's trying to fix it with the rats. We've got a music shop, I think it is, upstairs as well. And you can see some of the band people outside as well. So let's get the base plate and open bag number 1 and get cracking. This is actually one of my favourite bits of the whole build, is actually putting the street or the sidewalk and the paving down and all the tiles on the first one. So we have our first minifigure here as well. So we've got a lady that has a backpack and she has a crutch, which I think is a new module, a new Lego piece. So we've got this little crutch here that she can help herself along with. She has one expression. She's got a gritted smiley face. She's got hair up in a bun. Then we can stick the crutch on her side there. It's exactly the same height. Actually, didn't put the satchel on first. That would have been a good idea. But just take her head off again. Put it back on. So yeah, the crutch there is exactly the same height there, so that fits in nicely if you position her on the studs. So to start us off, we'll do the curb. So we've got 4 1x8 tiles in light bluish grey. Just going to stick these. We'll see if the Lego can be the right way around. Then for our first paving bit, we've got a red 1x1 plate. We also have a tile. We have 23 1x2 tiles. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. We've got 19 2x2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19, and we've got a couple of 2x2 plates, and then we've got 5 jumper tiles as well. 2, 4, and 5, and then we've got a couple of the drains, so we've got the grills as well. So starting off down in this corner, we'll stick a 2x2, which is usually probably where the lamp post is going to go. Then we've got a 1x2, and then a couple of regular 2x2s. Then we stick another 2x2 plate here, and the tiles go on, and then the 1x2. We'll stick another 1x2 there. Then our first drain comes on. Then we've got a jumper tile here, another 2x2, and then a 1x2. We'll just repeat the pattern here of a 1x2, a couple of 2x2 tiles. Then we do have another jumper here. And then a 1x2 there. Then we're going to just stick 4 1x2s on. So we're going to leave this spot here empty. And another one, and then we start to go back in again. So we have a jumper tile, 2x2, 1x2, another 1x2. Our other drain is going to go in here. We'll then just stick another 2 1x2s in. Then our red 1x1, guessing that might be a fire hydrant. We'll find out. Then we're just going to run all these 1x2s across the top here. Then we've got a row of just regular 2x2s going across. Then we stick in these jumper tiles and then these last 2x2s. It's kind of how the sidewalk's going. Then in this middle square here, you can see we're going to put a little bit of detail. So we've got 4 corner tiles. We've got 4 of these shapes, which I'm not sure what they're called. 4 1x4 tiles in light bluish grey. We've got these modified sand blue pieces. We also have some quarter tiles here in the sand blue colour. And also some in the olive colour. Then we're good to go, I think. I can get the last one out. So in each corner, we're going to stick the corner tiles. Then the 1x4 light bluish grey tiles set the scene. Then we're going to run these in each corner here. And our sand blue pieces with the studs facing inwards go round the compass points. Ooh, put that the wrong way, and that one. First mistake of the set. Ugh. Myself some room here. Take these off again. Try that again. Studs on the inside. Like that. Then we have our olive coloured quarter tiles. They go on the inside. And then our sand blue ones go on the outside here. And we're just going to stick a plain 2x2 dark bluish grey tile in the middle here by the looks of things. Just like that. Then over this side we've got a 1x4 white plate. We've also got a light bluish grey tile. We've got some more of these shaped pieces here in dark bluish grey this time. Got some more sand blue quarter tiles and some more olive ones, and another 2x2 set of tile plates there as well. So moving down here, we're going to run the 1x4 tile. This is where these two pieces come together, and then we have an olive green quarter tile there, sand blue there, blue here, olive one in here, and our 2x2 plates, 1x4 plate, 2x2 plate go on the end there like that. So this is it so far. Then coming over this side, we've got a 2x6, another 1x8 tile, a couple more of these shaped pieces here. We have some more sand blue pieces, some more olive pieces, a 1x1 tile, go a bit so you can see it, a yellow 1x1 plate, a regular dark bluish grey 1x1 plate. I think we're good to go. So coming off this side, we'll stick the 1x8 tile in here. We then have these pieces going this way and that way. Then we can add the blue piece in here, one there, then our olive shape going in, one by one there, then our yellow plate goes in, and our 2x6 plate, and then our 1x1 just goes on the end there. Then coming across this way, got corner plates, 4 more of these. Also have a 1x2 plate, or tile, sorry, 1x1 tile, another 1x1 plate, and then we have 5 olive coloured quarter tiles again, and 5 sand blue ones. And so I'm going to put these pieces across here. In this alternating fashion. Then a corner tile here. 1x2 there. Our 1x1 plate goes in here. And our tile is going to go in this side. Then we have sand blue quarter tile there, olive green there, sand blue here, blue one here, olive on this side, I think that's it, is it? That there, that there, that there, that one there, that there, like that, yep. Then we have a 2x2 tile, a 1x2 tile, some more of these ones. We've got some black going on now, so we've got 1x2 black tile, 1x1 plate, a couple of quarter tiles, some more olive ones, and some more sand blue ones too. And as we come up here, we've got our 2x2. Then our black pieces go on. And then we'll stick the olive pieces in too. Then we've got a yellow plate, a black plate. We have a gauge piece, 1x1 with a clip on it. And then we start to put some trans blue pieces in, start to show some water leaking out. So we've got 4 of these round tiles, 10 1x2 tiles, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And moving up here, we start with our yellow piece there. We've got a blue tile here and here. It's a round one. And 2 this way, 2 sideways. We're going to put our gauge in like that. Then have a 1x1 black plate, and our green clip goes on. And then our 1x1 round tiles just go on there. So you can see how the blue's starting to come in then. Then we get a paddle piece here, and we're going to add a blue flame into the end there like that. Kind of looks like a pipe that's burst. It's going to go into this clip here like that. And there's a note here that there is so much water spilling out onto the ground. So you can see the water, that's the water spurting out there to cause this puddle. And that's the end of bag number 1. So bag 2, I'll start to put some building down now. So we've got reddish brown, tan coloured, dark tan coloured pieces as the base here. Some red pieces coming out there as well. So we start off with a 1x10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We've got a 1x4, and we've got a couple of Technic bricks, of course, so we can connect the modules together if you want to, modulars. So we start with a 1x2 here, Technic brick. Then we've got our 1x10, then our other Technic brick, and then a 1x4 goes across. Then we're going to put some tiling down here. So we've got 2 1x8s tan pieces, a couple of 1x4s, a couple of 1x2s, 3 1x1s, a couple of red 1x1 round plates. Then we've got a modified 2x2. Also got our little mouse hole here with a little archway. I think we're good to go. Let's see. So then we put a 1x8 tile down here, and another one here as well. Finish off with a 1x1, and our little archway goes across, and a 1x4, 1x1. We've got our red 1x1 round. We'll then stick our modified 2x2 on, another red 1x1 round, 1x1 tile, 1x2, 1x4 and 1x2. So you can kind of see that the little mouse hole there is in position. Then next up we need these red corner tiles, 4 of these. We've got a dark red jumper tile here. We've also got a 1x1 brick, another 1x8 in tan. We've also got 4 1x4 tiles, 1x2s as well. And then we're going to add into here. So this is where our corners go together. Dark red in the middle there with a jumper on it. Then here we're just going to fill up with the 1x4s. Then we put our 1x1 brick there, followed by 1x8, 1x2 there, 1x4 and 1x2. Then we've got a couple of 2x3 plates here, a larger arch piece, 2 1x8 tiles, 1x1 tile and a 1x6 brick. I'm going to run the 1x6 brick across the back here. We're then going to run this archway over there, run a 1x8 down here with a 1x1 ends, and then our 2x3 white plates just go in here. And there's a little note here, it says, hey, there are holes in the wall, who could have done such a thing? I guess is the mice we're going to see. Then we've got a yellow 1x1 plate, got 4 1x4 tiles, we have a 1x2 jumper tile, got some more red 1x1 round plates here. We have 2 1x8 tiles, 2 1x1 tiles, all in tan colour here. We've got a squished brick. We have a 1x2 tan tile. And I think we're good to go. So a red 1x1 plate here, followed by 1 tile. Not all on walking. With a 1x4 next to it. Put that straighten up. Then we have our squished brick going in, followed by a 1x2 tile, 1x4 here, 1x1, and then around 1x1 plate again. We have this yellow 1x1 plate as well going on here. Then we'll run our 1x4 tile up, followed by 1x8. Then we'll stick a 1x4 tile on, jumper tile, another 1x8 here. And I think we're good to go there. And we've got 3 1x4s, another jumper tile in dark red, as well as a 1x3 reddish brown plate, another yellow 1x1, another series of red corner tiles too in red. We have a brown coloured 1x1 tile as well, and another tan coloured 1x2, and then 4 1x1 tiles. So moving out here, we're going to stick our plate in here as well as the brown tile, and this is where our other red tiles are going to go in. Make another square. Dark red in the middle. Then we have a 1x1 tile here, 1x2, 1x4 goes on, 1x1, another 1x4 here, 1 here, 1x1 here, and then our other yellow plate just pops in there. And continuing out this way, we're going to get some reddish brown triangle tiles, 2 of those, another brown coloured 1x1, a red plate in 1x1, 1x1 tan tiles, 1x2, and another 1x4 here. Coming off here, we're going to stick our triangle tiles on. Our 1x1 in there. Goes in here, and then another red 1x1 plate like that. Then moving over to this side, going into more browns now. So we have a cutaway piece in dark orange, dark bluish grey 1x1, quarter tiles in the same colour, and we have more triangle tiles here, also a 1x3 tile, we've got some 2x2 tiles, 5 brown 1x1s, 2, 4, 5, a red 1x1 round plate, 3 more brown coloured 1x4 tiles, 1x4 dark tan one, and a 1x2 dark tan tile 2. So coming back down this side, where we have this slightly off-centered one, we stick our 2x2 reddish brown tiles here, and a 1x1, 1x4 tile. Our dark tan tile then comes in here, then our cutaway one comes at the top here, and we'll set our 1x1 in, then our corner tile goes in, or triangle one goes in there, another 1x4, 1x1 there, 1x4 in brown, with another 1x1 on top. The other triangle one goes this other way, with the 2x2 up the top here. 1x1 tile here, 1x3 there. Our red plate goes on the end here, followed by a light bluish grey pieces here. Just straighten these up. And our dark tan 1x2 goes in there. So we have a little gap here, just a little gap there in the instructions. Then there's another note here that says, oh no, is that water damaging our wooden floor, which is this bit of here, of course. So for this next bit, we've got a 2x2 in dark bluish grey, and should be a reddish brown one somewhere. Brown 1x1, 3 dark tan ones, another red 1x1 round plate, 3 reddish brown 1x1 plates, 3 dark tan ones, 1x2, a couple of jumper tiles, a couple of 1x4 tiles, and 3 1x6 tiles. I think that's all that we need. Let's find out. So moving over here a bit further, 2x2 reddish brown goes on, then a plate and a tile. 1x4 tile, reddish brown one here, 1x6 tiles here, then we'll stick a jumper tile in there, another 1x6, red 1x1 round, another jumper here, out here, oh, I missed all the 1x1s out. What? That goes up there. Got to change some of this now. This goes up 1. Yikes. Move these up 1 stud because I missed that. Put these 1x1 tiles back in, so that one goes there, then a jumper tile, then a 1x2, then have a 1x1 into this one, one there and that one there. That's better. So that's where we've got so far. Then we've got a couple more 2x3 white plates. We've got 4 1x6 dark tan tiles, a couple of dark red 1x4s, dark red jumper tile, dark red 1x2 tile, and then 3 1x1 tiles. We also have a couple of dark tan jumper tiles and 3 1x2 tiles. And one of those, and I think we're good to go. So still going this way. I'm going to stick 2 white plates here. Then we have a 1x1 dark red, 1x4 dark red, another 1x4 dark red, dark tan jumper tile, 1x6, another 1x6. So we'll end up with a 1x1 there. And coming back down, we have the dark tan piece here, using a quarter tile next to that there. 1x6, 1x2 jumper tile, another 1x2. Then we'll run 1x6 there. Then these dark red 1x2s. Stick a jumper tile there. 1x1 here, and one more there. Then we've got some macaroni tiles, 3 smaller, 1 larger, 1x4 jumper tile, some smaller ones here, then some quarter tiles 2, reddish brown 1x1 plate, and I think we're pretty much good to go. So that's going to come across this gap here. So we start with a 1x2 tile, then a quarter tile, and then we're going to have a wave of tiles now coming here. So we have the larger macaroni, smaller one, and the one going this way, one there, another quarter tile here, another jumper tile here, 2x2, go for the 1x4 then, and then this is going to have a smaller wave there, and then we'll end with a 1x1 like that, with a swirl at the back. Then we're going to make this little piece down here now, which is made from 2 1x3 reddish brown plates snapped together, followed by this T bracket here that's going to go in the back. 1x1 plate on top of that to level it off. Then we have a Technic brick with a hole in it and a 1x1 next to it. And then at the top here we'll stick a 1x3 tile, and in this gap here, let's check if I don't like, that's an Erling brick, sorry. The light was bouncing off my iPad screen. Erling brick, then a 1x1, then our tile. Then we're going to stick this 1x1 round with a pin into that gap, and then this is going to sit just in there like that. And then coming down this gap here is our external wall. So we've got our Technic bricks, a 1x10, a log brick, 2 Technic pins of course, so we can attach another modular building to it. We're going to stick those into our Technic bricks. Start with our Technic brick here, and our 1x10 Technic brick, and then our log brick. So there we go. That's the end of bag 2. Bag 3, we have another character here. And actually we're moving into light bluish grey and some sand green pieces again. Hey Brandon, welcome to the stream and welcome to Super Bowl Sunday. So our next character has this printed torso here with a little name badge printed on his waistcoat, little print at the back. Got these dark bluish grey legs for trousers. He's holding what appears to be like a coin. In his hands, little 5 coin there. He's got a big smiley face with a moustache there on that side, and then on this side a bit of a glum face, but so we'll keep with the smiley face. And then he's got this hair piece there. So he's looking happy. Not quite sure who he is yet. Let's find out. So we're going to build a step by the look of things. So for the step, we get this 3x3 corner plate. I'm going to add a 1x4 white plate across here. And then we'll add a macaroni white tile and a white quarter tile here. We'll add a 2x3 plate on this overlap here. Then we'll add another 1x3 plate, 1x4 plate, and we can add our corner tile here, add our 1x3 tile, macaroni somewhere, and then our quarter tile here. And if we bring this back in, this is going to sit onto these plates here as a raised step or something like that. We'll see what it's like. Then at the back here we've got two 1x4 plates, 1x2 and a 1x1. Next to the squished brick we stick a 1x1, and our 1x4 goes across, 1x2 goes there, another 1x4 here, and another 1x1 in between. And move this to the side. Our next piece is another corner piece here. I'm going to stick a macaroni on the outside, quarter tile on the inside here. Oh, that's not a quarter tile. We'll then add a 2x2 jumper tile. Another macaroni tile on the outside. Another quarter tile if I can find it. Goes on the inside here. Then with that in place, we get a larger plate here, a 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We'll add a wedge piece underneath it here, followed by a corner plate. In reddish brown, where's the corner plates? There it is. It's going to go in the back here. Then we can add this across the base here like that. Then we get a modified 2x2 here, and we get another 1x1 plate, and add the 1x1 here in our modified 2x2. Then we'll stick a 2x6 on the end by one stud. 24 bags, Brandon, on this one. Then with that in place, we get a 2x4, we've got a 1x6 and a 1x1. Add 1x1 there, 2x4 here, and then we'll run our 2x6 just off that way. Then we've got our 1x4 with the rounded ends. It's going to go underneath here, but we're going to stick another 1x1 on to close that gap as well. Then we get these white tiles here. One goes there, one goes 4 studs over there like that. And then this we bring back in here is going to go diagonally across, fit into this stud here and this stud over that side. So we'll get an angled angle view there. So this is just pushed in like that. So you can see that just at that point it doesn't connect, but it just butts up to it, sticks across on the studs we've got. Then next up we get a 1x4 tile by the looks of things. We also have a 1x2 pill piece and a 1x1 plate. Stick the 1x1 here. Our pill piece goes on top to connect that into position, and then we'll add our 1x4 tile there. Then we'll do another sort of stone step here, so we get a 2x4 plate, light bluish grey one, stick a reddish brown 1x1 in the top. Then we have one of these corner round pieces here, 1x1 in there, modified 2x2 goes on there, a 1x2 reddish brown underneath, and then another modified 2x2 underneath there. We'll stick a 1x1 plate on top here. Then we have a 1x4 tile coming across, and then we have a inverted curved piece here. Goes across here like that. Bring this back in. This is going to cover up this gap we have here. So it just slots in to where that water's starting to leak out. Then we have a macaroni tile and a quarter tile in light bluish grey. And these are going to just go on the end here. Not sure how that's going to work. This one goes in there, and this one doesn't actually sit on, doesn't get stuck with anything, just rests in there at the moment. Then we're going to get another corner piece here, which goes on there, and then a 1x4 pill plate there. So we've got everything fixed into position there with some steps. Then we're bringing out the white plates. So we've got two of these, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10s. We've got 4 1x4s. We've got 2 of these larger corner ones. We've got 2 jumper tiles, 1x3 plate. We have a graduated connector there, 3 semicircle pieces, and 2 1x1 plates. So I think that's it then. So now we're going to sort of put plates all the way around on top here. So we start with our corner plates, then one of these long ones, then there's a 1x1, 1x4, and we'll end with this semicircle piece. And over this side, end with the semicircle piece, 1x4 goes across, and our 2 jumper tiles go in there. Then our longer plate again comes across here, 1x4, 1x1, our semicircle tile, 1x3 here, and a 1x4, then our other corner one goes here, and then our graduated connector goes in there. Just added another layer on there. Then we get 2 1x1 bricks in white, and then we've got 4 reddish brown 1x1s as well. We'll stack the 2, or snap together the 1x1 plates in reddish brown to make a smaller brick. Goes either side of our jumper tiles here at the front. And then our 1x1 bricks go just behind that there. Then we're putting out the same green colours, so we've got 5 1x8s. we've got a 1x3, 1x1. We have the female connector for the graduated piece, and we have a 1x4 black tile. That black tile is going on here, and then the graduated piece goes in here but faces upwards. And in the corner here we stick our 1x8 that way, 1 that way, 1x3 here. That was 3, 1x6s are needed, and then 1x1 goes in there. Just adding a layer on the outside. Then we need 3 more, 1x4 this time. We've got some upward facing brackets in sand green 2, 3, 4, some 1x1s, and also 1x1 plates. You can see 2 of these. We're going to stick our 1x1 into the back of the bracket with our plate, and then another bracket. So make 2 of these. One goes this end, one's going to go the other end. Then we've got a 1x4 and our 1x8s. Run down here. End up something like this. Then we get another 3 1x8s again, another 1x4, and we have a groove piece here as well. That's going to go into the corner, groove facing inwards. 1x8, 1x4. Got 2 1x8s on. Then we've got the 2 semicircle 1x4s. They're going to go onto those brackets on each end. Then we get some 1x2s or 1x1 plates as well. Just going to stick them at the end of our wall. Then we'll slide this out the way and we'll build this next thing, which is an Erling brick goes on. Plate goes on the front studs. The Erling brick goes into the back. We'll add another plate to the front. Then we have this pink coloured one. Some more Erling bricks. So it goes into the back hole here. 2 more plates on the front. And then we do an upward facing 1x2 with a clip plate, followed by a curved piece in the bottom. Something like this, which then is going to go across here where we had the squished brick earlier. Then we have an inverted sloped piece in black. Going to add a 1x1 round brick onto the stud there, and then this, we'll do 2 of these. One goes in there. One goes at the back, like that. You can see that. So it goes on there. Then we've got another Erling brick here. Going to stick a plate onto that, and then we're going to stick another 1x2 onto there. Another pink one here, flesh coloured one. Then our Erling bricks go on again. 2 more plates on the front there, followed by a black tile. This might be the staircase then, maybe. And this goes on the 2 studs there, like that. And then some more again. So 1x2 onto our Erling bricks. Another pink one here. This time we get a 1x1 with 1 stud on in black facing upwards. And then we stick an Erling brick next to that. We're going to stick a 1x1 plate on that Erling brick to level it off. we'll stick a 1x2 and another black 1x2 tile on there. And this goes up again to create another staircase up. It's quite a cool technique for the staircase. Then we get a couple of 1x4 plates, snap these together. Got a longer T-shaped bracket here at the ends, followed by a 1x3 plate. Then we'll stick an Erling brick upside down into that last stud there. Then we've got a 1x3 plate and a 1x2 plate. Then we've got the same with pink, followed by a 1x4 brick and a 1x1 brick. Then we stick a 1x3 plate on top and a 1x2 plate. And then we get a black tile. Then we get a 1x4. And we get a 1x2 tile. That goes in the end there to level that off. And then into here, we'll stick these two black downward facing brackets into it. And this forms the top of our staircase. It can then go into the wall here, hopefully. Oh, so I pulled it out. And so that forms that sort of staircase going on the side there. And there's a note here that the staircase is made using sideways building techniques with classic headlight bricks used to create this unique pattern. Yeah, cool way of doing it. Ow! Next up, we got some 1x4 sand green plates, some 1x4 bricks too, a couple more 1x8s, some upward facing brackets again, and some 1x1 plates. We're going to stick the plates into the back of our upward facing brackets, and again these go on the ends of our wall. And here we've got our 1x8s, 1x4. I'm going to snap together the two 1x4 plates to stick that on top of the top of our staircase. 1x8 in the corner and 1x4 just in there, just to build that up a bit further. And we can do some sort of counter type thing. So we have this downward facing bracket here. We've got our 1x2 curved pieces, go back to back onto that. Then we'll stick some log bricks, 1x2s into here, and then some more brackets into the ends of these. Set up something like this, which you can then use onto these red pieces here to form what I think looks like a sort of counter. And then I think coming towards the end of this bag now, almost, 4 inverted upward slope pieces, some 2 1x4 plates which will snap together and stick down here, and we've got our 1x2 with a groove that's facing outwards, and then our inward slope pieces, inverted slope pieces, are just going on this inside ledge across here. Then we get our final 5 sand green groove pieces, and on them facing outwards across here. So we end up with something like that. I think that's going to be the end of bag 3. Now moving on to bag 4. Doing for time. Some probably instruments coming here. You can see some gold dishes and pipes, and we have Another minifigure here of a little girl eating an ice cream. So that's our third minifigure. A bit of a band uniform on. So they've got the shorter white legs, got a purple tunic with kind of gold outline there. And then she's got a surprised look on her face. I do need a hairpiece. Where's the hairpiece? There it is. Hair there, and then she's holding. Oh, so I just ripped her hair off. Sorry. Holding a cone with some sorbet ice cream on there. So coming back, I'm going to do some window ledge here. So we've got some red 2x4 plate, a couple of 2x2 plates. We've got 3 red jumper tiles. We've got some quarter tiles too, and then we're going to have 8 jumper tiles as well. 2, 4, 6, 8. Start with this 2x2 here. Going to stick a red jumper tile on, and then we'll stick these same green ones that way to overlap. We'll do 2 of these. And then on this one, we'll stick a jumper tile in the middle here, stick our quarter tiles each side, and then we run our sand green jumpers off there. And we'll stick this on this larger one, and this one on these 2 here, just added onto the window ledge there. Then we've got 3 1x8 sand green ones, going for a 1x4 and a 1x2 as well. 1x4 goes on here, and 1x8, 1x2 in the corner, and our 2 1x8s run across. A couple more 1x8s, a couple of 1x4s, a 1x3. We need a Technic claw somewhere. So we need one of these peel pieces, 4 1x1 plates, Technic claw is there. I think that's everything we need. Start with this upward facing bracket. We're going to stick 2 1x1 plates in the back. Then we've got this peel piece at the front, and the Technic claw goes in the top there. We'll save that for a moment. Then we're going to stick 1x1 brick, which I forgot, with a plate on. These of course go in the ends. We'll do both of these. And here. And this goes on the other end of the wall here. Then we've got a 1x4 brick and a 1x8. Then we do another 1x4, 1x3. Then our bracket here with the claw goes on, and then a 1x8 runs across there like that. Then we've got our 2 1x4 semicircle pieces again. That's just going to add to these brackets to continue the architectural detail. And then we have one of these really long rod pieces, 3 more 1x8s, a 1x3, 1x1, a couple more of these peel pieces. What we're going to do is, in that graduated connector in here, we're going to stick this 6-length rod facing upwards. And there's a note here that says this classic lance element is used as a support pole for the staircase. I'm going to stick this peel piece on the ends here of our curved pieces, 1x1 back here, 1x8, 1x8. So it's a lance piece from one of the old castle sets, I guess. It's gone in there. Then we're going to add some more staircase pieces. So this time we get a 1x2 with studs on the side. Get this pink 1x2. Then get another one of these 1x2s. Going to stick a plate on top there. And then we get a 1x2 black plate with a clip on it. Then we have an inverted curved piece here, which we'll stick a 1x1 plate on to level it off, and then we'll stick that into the base. This is then going to go onto the top here and clip into our lance and start to allow us to do a sort of curved or sweeping staircase. I'm going to do another 2 of these next ones at the same time. Then we're going to stick a microphone piece here into the hole there, and then we get 2 more inverted pieces, stick a 1x1 plate on, and then we'll stick that into the base there like that. And then we clip these 2 onto the lance. With that microphone at the back, it helps us keep a consistent stagger there, so you've got that sweeping staircase going up. Then we'll do another one, but it's going to be slightly different to the others. This time we stick a 1x3 plate across, stick a 1x1 on here, another 1x2 studs on. This time we stick a curved piece in there, followed by 1x2 plate, then our other 1x2 with a clip goes on, microphone into here. In our inverted piece we get a 1x2 this time, and then a 1x1 goes underneath, so that clips into it like that. And then this piece clips into the lance, and we get near the top of the sweeping staircase like that. Then with that done, just going to add to our wall at the top here. So we get 2 1x8s, a couple of 1x3s and a 1x2 brick. Got a 1x8 here, 1x3, 1x2, 1x3 this side, and then 1x8 like that. Next up, we've got a black plate here, the corner ones. We're going to add a 1x4 plate across there like that. Add a 1x6 black plate here, 2x4 reddish brown plate on top, 1x2 rounded ends. Then we'll put some tiles on here. Flip this over here, put some sand green corner plate and a 1x2. This is going to go in the side here to give us a top of the staircase vibe there. Then we're going to put a window in, which is going to go down this side, so we get a reddish brown frame, stick a glass insert into it, stick that over here. And then of course we need a banister for our staircase, so we get a 6 length rod, stick these handle pieces in each end, and then goes into that base clip, and then just rests at the top of the staircase like that. Bit of a steep staircase, but Then with that done, I'm going to build a column now. So we get 5 1x2s, a 1x6 corner plate, 2x2, and 5 1x1s. Stick a 1x1 on the 1x2. Then we're sort of making a corner brick type stack. Guess they've done that because they don't do corner bricks in sand green. Well, I don't know that. They do the plates. Then we put a 2x2 and then 2x6 on top there. So a little bit like that. This is going above our window here on the corner. Just like that. Then we get a 1x2 plate, stick a 1x1 on. One of these pill pieces on the top, one on the bottom. One by two plates, 1x1 in the base, and we've got 1x2 here, another pill shaped one here, and we've built a hinge here which we can use up the top there just to connect that together. Another clever technique there. Then we're going to add some white tiles, as we do when we get to the top of the modular buildings. So we've got a white 1x1 here, and a 1x8, another 1x8, got a modified 1x4 here in the back corner, and a 1x8 there. Then we're going to build a trumpet, I guess, trombone. Let's find out. We start with a gold dish. Stick a tap onto that, stick 2 1x1 rounds on top of that, like this. Then we'll add another tap to the top of that with a 1x1 round on it, and we have a gold clip that goes on the ends. So end up with a trumpet, looks like this. I think it's a trumpet. That's going into our Technic claw that we added on the wall. So you can see the instrument hangs above that counter that we had. Then we get 2 of these 2x2 rounds with grooves on. Going to add a navy coloured 2x2 tile with a hole in it. So throw one on the floor, pick it back up, and then we're going to stick a full length rod through one and a Technic claw through the other. The one with the full length rod goes in this window area here, the other one goes in our jumper tile there with the claw on. Then we're going to get these connectors here, going to stick an axle into each side. Hopefully this is. Stick another tube in here. Then we have one of these 1x1 rounds with a bar on it. Then stick into that handlebar. And the gold 1x1 rounds. Then we're doing upward facing tube with an axle in the top. And we get another tube here, going to stick a 1x1 round gold into that with the handlebar piece. And that's going to go in here, I think, like this. Then we get a 1x1 round with a pin and a skeleton arm or robot arm. Goes into our pin. Sticks in here. And we stick another tube in here. We then have a dish. There's a plant pot at the back, and that goes in there to make this, which I guess is a musical instrument. And then that's going to clip onto our Technic claw at the back, and then look like that in the shop. It's a bit of a weird one, kind of like a tuber type thing. And that's the end of bag 4. Move on to bag 5. Some more instruments to make. And we're going to put some windows and doors in. Finish our music shop off. I did kind of want to try to get to about bag 8 today. We'll see how we go. We may or may not make it. So here we've got a nice printed band hat here. So we've got one of those. We also want a white minifigure head. Got a 1x1 clip on top. We have a gold hot dog. Bowl here. Somewhere. We have a 1x1 round with a clip on. I can't quite locate yet. There it is. One of those, one of those, one of those. I think that's it. So first off, we're just going to stick the minifigure head onto our hat. That's going to sit on this red jumper tile here in the shop. Then we'll make this instrument here, which I'm missing a lifesaver. Going to stick the 1x1 round with a clip on here. Stick our hot dog into that. Stick our pot into that. And then stick that onto our clip here. It's got sort of a musical French horny type thing there. That's going in the window on this side. Then we have a gold dish, full length rod, 1x1 round with a pin, handle piece, there is a Technic claw, we have a tap and some binoculars there's a gun there and the binoculars. So we start with the binoculars. They go into the gun shaped piece. Then we stick a full length rod in. This is a trombone, I think. Then we'll stick a 1x1 round with a pin into our dish. A handle piece here. Technic claw piece. Got an extra tap here I don't need. Like that, and then this goes on the end of our full length rod. Up with a trombone like this. This is going into a piece there like that, similar to the Star Trek one we did the other week. Then we have these cool printed 1x2x5s. Give us some window detail here. So we need 3 of these. They're quite cool. 1x1x5. A couple of gold 1x1. 1x1 rounds with pins. 1, 2 of those. Sand green 1x1 plates. And these pot pieces. A few more of these 1x1 rounds with clips on the base. And this 1x1x5, we're going to add 2 of the plates to the end of that. And then this piece we're going to stick our 1x1 round with a pin, and as our dumbbell type piece, and then we'll stick clip pieces on here. It's going on the, ooh, it goes on the window there, but if that's a clarinet or not. Then we're going to stick our 2 window pieces in here. 1x1x5, and then another window piece in there. So this is how the shop is forming on the outside. Then we need another one of those window pieces. A couple 1x1x5s. Some upward facing brackets. And then, oh, welcome Ghoulie, welcome to the channel, hope you're good. Then we've got some 1x1 plates as well, 4 of those. So we're just going to add the 2 1x1 plates to the top of our 1x1x5, upward facing brackets to that. So we need 2 of these. These are going to go either side of the doorway here, one here, one here, and then our other window piece just goes in the side there like that. Just added those. Yeah, that's right, you can attach your other modules. All the modular buildings have these pins. You can attach all the other ones to it, and then on the other side you have the holes to stick them in. They all come like that, so you should be able to create a street if you want to. Next up, the doorway, we're going to stick a reddish brown frame here, stick these glass door in. We're going to stick a gun type gold piece there for the handle, and then on top here we'll stick these tiles on. Jumper tiles, there's one there, another one on here. Then we'll stick a 2x4 plate in the middle of that there, like a T shape, and then onto that we'll stick a 1x6 across the back. So that's our doorway that we can stick now onto these jumper tiles. Make it look like this as we go into the doorway. Next up, we're going to put a couple of columns either side of our doorway. So they start with 2 gold flowers here. Going to stick 2 1x1 rounds with pins on to the top of those flowers. Then we have these Technic connectors in sand green. We're going to add an axle to the top of that, and then stick another connector into that, and then we'll stick a gold paddle in the top there to look like this. I'm just going to do another one of those. There's another connector here. And the paddle on top. So these will go either side now of our doorway. And they can stick in with that paddle into the top of that, those downward brackets we had, hopefully. So it looks like that now either side. We've got those details for columns either side of the doorway. Then we're going to get 8 1x2 white plates, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got a couple of sand green 1x2 tiles and some 1x1 plates. Stick the 1x1 sand green plates into the back of those sand green tiles. That's just going to go now on top of these brackets here and cover up that paddle that we just added. So it makes it look just like that at the top of our doorway. Then the white plates are just going to sit across our window pieces here. Sit them in the middle. Then we'll get 3 more 1x2s. We've got some corner plates as well in sand green. Then we have some downward facing red brackets, as well as some red double jumper tile, cheese wedges. So we're going to add the cheese wedges to these brackets like this, and they're going to go above our windows here, I think, to create like an element of an awning going on. Then our corner plate goes on there and this side, and we can stick these 1x2s across the back there where the awnings are. So now our windows are looking like that. Yeah, they've angled it with some carefully placed plates, gouly, so that you can get some angles going across. So it sits across the studs on the base plate, which is quite cool. So then we get some 1x6s here, tiles, and we get a 1x3 white tile. I'm going to start with that here. Then our 1x6s just run across the back here. Then we're going to build the detail above the doorway. So we start with a 1x4 here, get a downward facing white bracket on top here, 2 of those. You then have a reddish brown here. No, they're not 2 watches. One's a watch, the other's a Whoop band. Then we've got a 2x2 plate here. Going to stick a 1x1 clip here on top, and then 1x1 tile next to it, and then we've got the cutaway tiles underneath here. Let's create something like this, and this will sit above our doorway like that. And that can sit then just above our doorway. And then, oh, I realise I've put that, always put the clips in the wrong orientation. Needs to go sideways because we're going to build an instrument now that's going to sit on that doorway, so you know it's a music shop. So we start with a gold dish. Going to stick this sort of gun piece in. Then we've got somewhere a bar piece here like that. We'll stick a clip onto that gun piece here. Is that it? Just check that, like that. And then that sits on the front there, that musical instrument. Then with that done, we're just going to add this piece now that's going to finish off our architectural detail. So we start with an upward facing bracket, 1x1 brick, stick a plate on there, another upward facing bracket, another 1x1 brick, and a 1x1 plate. And then we can stick our semicircle curved piece at the end there like that. We've got to do 2 of those. Let's do another one. And where is the... There it is, so that's in there. These are then going on the ends down this side there. So just add that curved end onto there. Then we have a large sloped inverted piece here. We've got a 1x2 pill piece, some 1x3s, 1x4, a 1x2 plate. I'm going to add the 1x2 plate to this inverted piece here. What we're going to do is, starting around here, we're going to add a 1x3 brick, then another 1x3 brick, then this inverted piece we just added, 1x4 brick, and then this pill piece goes on the end there. So we've added that bit there that sticks out. Then we have this large plate here that's going to go across the back there. We also want a 1x1 brick which goes in the back here. 1x3 is going to go across there. So just added that on now. Then we're going to get 2 Erling bricks. We have these squished semicircle bricks with studs on the side and a couple of 1x1 plates. We'll stick these into the base of the Erling bricks and then we'll stick our plate onto the top stud. So we end up with something like this. And we'll do that twice. This is going to sit either side the window over here. And for the facade of that, we get a 2x2 plate here. And then we have these curved bricks. They're going to go into a 1x1 1/3 piece with studs on the front. Like this, and then that's going to go on the inside here at the front. Start to form that. Then we get 2 of these 1x1x5s. We have 2 more of these inverted steep slope pieces. We get 6 1x1 plates, 4, 5, 6, and then we've got these light bluish grey pieces. On this one we're going to stick a inverted slope piece here like that. We'll then stick 2 1x1 plates to level it off. We'll then stick our grey piece facing inwards, and that also gets a 1x1. That's going to sit at the back here on this side, and then we do the same but mirror opposite for the other side. And that goes on this side. You can see how that's kind of forming there. Straighten that up a little bit. Then we've got this cool printed curved window there. It's got Brickleys written on it, and that's going to go into position in front there to give us a nice curved window with the instrument in. And then we're going to get 6 1x2 pill pieces, so 4, 5, 6. We're going to stack them up into groups of 3, and then they're going to sit either side here to connect the window to the wall. Then we get a modified 1x4. We're going to stick some 1x2 plates to each stud at the ends. And we'll stick these wedges in. Stick another 1x2 across. And then we've got some reddish brown 1x2s here. We're going to stick some handlebars into the back holes there. And then again get a couple of 1x1 plates and a white one with clips on. They're going to clip into the handlebar and push into the back. Just like that. Then we're going to stick our medium nugget 2x2 in here, and then cheese wedge on either side here, same colour facing inwards. That's going to go across our window here in the centre, hopefully, to look like that. Then we've got some more of these connector pieces, 4 of these. We're going to do 2 of these columns here, so we need 2 flowers. I'm going to stick 2 1x1 rounds with a pin on top. Then we'll stick our connectors in, followed by a red axle piece again with another connector. Then we're going to stick a paddle in again. Hey Jill, welcome to the stream, hope you're good. Stick this paddle in here, and then we're going to stick the flower in the top. And these are going to go either side onto our reddish brown pieces here, and hopefully it will push in as well into the plate that's sitting there above. Ooh, try and do it without smashing everything up. So we've got our little columns either side, which looks quite cool there, either side of our glass. And then, as this is the end of the of this piece of the module, we're going to start to tile up the top, as you would do in any modular building. So we've got some white tiles to go on. So first off, the light bluish grey is going on this macaroni piece here. We've got another 1x4 modified there. One curved piece goes in there, 1x2, 1x3, 1x6, another modified one here. We've got the semicircle piece there, got a pill shaped tile here, also goes on the end there. Then we have a 1x2 and another 1x2. Doesn't quite fit. Come on, you can do it. And that goes on there like that. Doing it with some reluctance there, but we got there in the end. So that's that level completed now. So we'll move on to bag 6, and we're going to have another minifig here, which is the plumber. The plumber is called in to put a patch on the pipe, but could the real problem be lying underneath the walkway? Crack open bag 6. What time are we at now? See how this bag does. We may do this bag and one more bag today. That'll give us 7 bags out of 24 done. Then we'll continue it again next week. Got some foliage in this one as well. So, minifigure here. He's going to have a hat. He's got a toolbox, and there's a big monkey wrench. There's the monkey wrench. Where's the big red toolbox? There it is. So he's got a set of dungarees on here. You can see printed detail on the torso and on the back. He does have a beard, which I need to find as well. Where's his beard? It's a grey beard. So that's going on first. He's got just one facial expression. So he's wearing some glasses there with his beard, and then he's got a hard hat because he's a serious worker. Health and safety first. He's got a big red toolbox, and then he's got his monkey wrench ready to investigate the leak. So first up then, we're going to cover up the leak over here. If you may remember, we've got a gushing pipe here. We're going to get a panel piece, and then we're going to get a 1x2 tile, and that's just going to sit in some studs we've got there to cover it up and just show the water coming out there. Then we're going to get a 1x5 rounded piece here. I'm going to stick a 1x4 onto it there. Then this longer 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 1x12. Stick a 1x4 plate underneath there as well. Then we have an upward facing bracket piece. Then we're going to stick a black paddle into, if I can find one, like that. And then we have a curved piece that goes over the top of that. It's going to go on next. Then we have a larger corner plate in brown colour. Then we'll stick a 1x1 reddish brown plate underneath. Then on top here we'll stick a 1x3 plate. How's that worked out there then? And that goes underneath. Rest that out. 1x6 underneath, 1x3 on top to give us this frame here. And if we come in here, this is then going to run across here. And really, this is how you get the angled pieces. You've got these plates here, and then you can just connect in one of these, hopefully, to give us this angled base to put our walls on. So that's that bit done. Then we get a 1x4 here. We're going to stick a fence grill piece here. An inverted 1x1 goes on the ends. And then hopefully a 1x1 brick just at the back here. Then we get a 1x2 brick. Inverted slope brick here. Then a 1x4 curved bit. We then stick a 1x1 round with a pin on the ends. Another 1x4 round ends. Then we get a 1x4 plate. We're going to get a 1x2 plate on top. We also get another 1x2 but with a clip on the ends. Then we'll do another 1x4 cross, and then we do another fence piece, and then we actually clip this like that to give us a doubled up fence piece. And then we stick a 1x4 tile across here to make sure that doesn't come out, followed by a semicircle 1x1 tile, which I can't find. Who are you? There's lots of 1x1 tiles, but there is, but not the curved ones. There you go. So with that done, this is actually the floor. So this is going in here as a drain cover. So it looks like that. So can you see the water leaking through the grates? If not, lift up and peek inside. So you'll be able to lift this up if you were using it, if you were playing with it. So now that's in place, let's do a flower bed. So we start with this semicircle, half of, put a 1x2 round there. We then get a tile piece here with a stud. Then we get a 1x1, Get a macaroni tile. Then a 1x2 here. Add another quarter piece here to make a semicircle. Then we have another 1x1. Oh, not that one, it's got a gauge on it. We need a plain one. And then we want another macaroni as well. Then we stick a 1x2 pill piece there. And then we stick a tile on there with one stud. Then we stick a bright green 1x2 round at the back. And we're going to stick one of these little tulip type pieces into the back there. Then we'll stick a flower piece next to that, and then another tulip into the top. And another one. These little tulip pieces are nice. Then we're going to stick 3 flower or leaf pieces around. I do think modular buildings look better when you've got some foliage on. Then we're just going to add these pink tulips all the way around here. So then we end up with flowers like that. That's cool. This is then going to sit down the front here, across the front of our building. Then we're going to get a grey triangle, another 1x2 round, 1x1 plate and a 1x3. And just coming over here, we're going to stick our triangle tile there, 1x2 pill behind here. Then we'll stick a 1x1 onto the 1x3. That's going to go across there, and then it goes across here at the back there. Then we get a 4x4 plate, going to stick a 1x4 on, a 2x4, 1x2 and a 1x3 here. Then we're going to add a series of tiles and jumper tiles. So we start with some dark red ones, then light bluish grey ones. 4 of these are just going to run across the front. And then this is going to go behind our flowers and stick in here like this. Then like another sort of step. So we start with a 1x6 tile. Going to add a 1x1 plate to the base. Then we've got some 2x3s. And another 1x1 there. Then we'll start with a 1x4. It's going to go one stud over there, and a 1x6 plate this way. Then we get 2 1x4 plates going in here, followed by some 1x2 pill pieces there, one there, one here, and then meanwhile we'll add some 3 2x2 modified plates down here. And then we'll stick 2 more of those in the middle here to fill in this gap. Gives us that sort of step there. And we've got one there, I feel like I've possibly left one in the bag. Oh, there is one. It's a 1x2. Thought it was 2 of them then. So 1x2 there. And then we have some 1x1 tiles in light bluish grey, one there, one here, then some upward facing 1x1 clips, one there, one there. Then we have 1x1 handle pieces, and we've also got semicircle pieces too. We're going to add these to these handle pieces, and then they're going to go into these clips like this. Just give some pillars there either side, and then this piece again is going at an angle, and it's going to come across. Make sure that's right. That's a 1x1, not 1x2. Do that again. Fits across there at an angle like that. It's quite cool. Then we're going to add to our wall coming down this side. So we've got a 1x10, a couple of 1x2 log bricks, two 1x1s, some more 1x2s with the rounded ends, semicircle tile and a 1x1 plate. And snap the two pill pieces together. Stick the 1x1 on it with the semicircle tile. That's going to go on our ends down here. Then we have a log brick. Then we have our long piece here. Two 1x1s go each end. Then our log brick goes in there as well. Then we're going to do a chair. So for the chair we get a modified 2x2. Going to add tile in here. Then we've got two upward facing black brackets that go on. On the outside of there we've got these semicircle and tile pieces. Just the arms of the chair. On the base here we stick these 1x1 round tan coloured plates. And then into the back of this piece here to give us the back of the chair. So then that can sit on this jumper tile here at an angle, at the back there like that. Then we do a sort of stool here, so we're going to get one of these crate type pieces, stick a paddle into the base, flip that over and stick an inverted yellow 2x2. Then we get another paddle piece, going to add a yellow tile into the centre, followed by a clip piece, and then we can clip that into the base here. And then we've got a little stool or chair that actually is going to sit at the back on that piece we built earlier, just in there. Then we have another piece here, which is a 2x2 tile. I'm going to stick a 1x1 pin with a stud on it, which we can stick this 4 spoke piece in, and then we can stick some handles into these. And then bend these down to give us like legs, like a table or a stool or something. And then that can go over here in this corner. It says, oh hang on, what I missed was the 1x1 rounds with pins going into the base. That would be helpful. And there's a note here that says the carpenter is famous for her chair designs. Which one is your favourite? So you can see this is what the carpenter's shop is, selling furniture. Different stools. I'm going to add some more here to our walls before we finish this bag off. So our 2x2 brick goes in here. Then we've got our dark red one here. We're going to add a jumper tile and a 1x1 on. And the famous Lego $100 bill. It's going on here. 1x4 brick at the back here. And then a 1x6. And I think, yeah, that's the end of bag 6. So we'll do one more bag, bag 7. And then we'll finish for today. Pretty close to where I wanted to get today. So here we've got lots of dark orange bricks for this side of the building. Interesting, I had a 1x3 left over here. What's this for? Anything? Maybe not. I think I missed it. No, so on to bag 7. So we've got a 1x4, a 1x3, 1x2, outward facing bracket, a 1x1 somewhere, 1x1 plate. We're going to stick the 1x1 plate into the upward facing bracket, and then our 1x1 like we did on the other set. That's going to go on to the back here. Then we have a 1x2 behind that, and a 1x4, and a 1x3. Then we have another set of 1x3, facing bracket, 1x4 and a 1x2 brick. And we're going to add bracket to that, 1x3 behind that, 1x2 and then 1x4. And we've got a 1x1 with a clip, 1x2, 1x4, 1x3. The 1x3 goes on first, and our 1x2, 1x4, and then our 1x1 with a clip goes on the ends. We're going to get our bracket piece here. We're going to stick a 1x1 plate to the base and to the top. Go on the ends. Then our 1x3, 1x2, 1x4 goes across. Then we get 2 window pieces and 5 2x2s, 3, 4, 5. We're going to just stack our 5 2x2s together. They're going to go on top of our 2x2 here, and then the windows will go in next. Then we've got 1x4, 1x2, got a 1x1 in. We have got another 1x1 with a clip. We also have some plates here with clips on, and then 4 dark orange 1x1s too. So we'll stick 2 1x1s on. with our clips. So down here we start with a 1x4, then our first piece with the clip goes on, 1x2, another clip piece, a 1x1 here, and then a 1x1 with the clip facing outwards into the sort of alleyway, and a 1x10, 1x4, and a couple of 1x2s, 1x2 here, and our longer piece. Then we have our semicircle pieces, 1x4 and a 1x2. We use these on this bracket piece facing outwards. Then we have a 4-length rod, that's going to go on clips here on the inside. And then we get 3 pill-shaped pieces, which we're just going to stack up on top of each other. Stick on the end down there. And we're doing another fancy chair here. So we've got an inverted 2x2 in red. And then we have the 1x1 rounds with bars in. One of these here. And then we're going to get 4 handlebar pieces. Stick these in as other legs. Then we have a red handle piece going in the back, and then a hot dog forming the top here. Then we get 2 horn pieces here. Can I stick them into robot or skeleton arms? A little flimsy, these ones. But you can see the general gist of the chair with that red back there. It's going into the window. Of the furniture shop like that. Then we're going to get some different coloured 2x4s here. Kind of like material hanging down, and then we get some 1x2 white clipped pieces. Just going to stick all of these on here like this, and then that white bar that we stuck on earlier, we can clip these into the back. Cool. Hopefully we can clip these into the back like that. So we have a stack of like material stacked down at the back there. Then we'll just build a large wall. So we start with a 1x4 here, 1x2 there, another 1x4, 1x10 here, another one on top. Then a 1x2, Then we'll do a 1x2 here, a long piece, 1x4, 1x2, 1x4, long piece. So we end up with a wall like this, and then we're just going to slot this down this outer part here to build that up straight away. Then we're going to put some plates on top here. So we've got dark bluish grey plates, and we start one stud over here with a 1x8, then we've got two 1x3s going on. 1x4 goes across here, and we've got the pill shaped one, a 1x2, then a 1x8, and then a 1x3. We'll do sort of a drain pipe type situation here, so we get one of these pieces here, and a 1x1 plate into that. Then we've got a 6 length rod going into that. Then we'll stick a cone piece all the way down the end there. Then a clip piece goes in the base, followed by like a bandage piece there, which you think you put on a minifigure's hand normally. And this is going to be going into these clips that we stuck in at the back. Into this handle piece here. So it looks like that on the outside. Then we're going to do the bin or the dump truck type thing at the back. So we start with these blue 2x3s and a 1x4. A 1x4 plate across. Then we've got some blue 1x1s. Then we're going to stick some panel pieces around it. And in the base here we get these black 1x1 rounds. Then at the top we stick a 1x2 black tile, and then we get a couple of black 1x1s with clips on. That's kind of what our bin at the back looks like at the moment. And for the lid, we've got some handle pieces here and some curved pieces. So we can stick that on there, gives us a cool bin, well, not cool bin, but a bin. This is actually going to sit here where this mouse hole, rat hole is. We're going to stick it 4 studs over from the back. Have the bin open. We're going to stick a yellow chair inside it, hanging out. We then have also our rat or mouse. We'll have a bright green clip here. Going to stick the mouse in the hole, and it says, is this rat stealing a piece of plumbing pipe? Is it possible he's respondent for the leak, responsible for the leak? So here we go, we've got the pipe that's probably causing our leak that the rat's stealing, or the mouse is stealing, and then you've got the dump truck at the back. Then we're going to put some weeds around the back here. So we've got some dark green, it could be flowers, I think they're probably weeds. Dark green leaves, going to stick some orange orange flowers on top. Actually 5 of these. And we start with 2 over here. And you've got 2 over here by this window. And you've got 1 by the bin over there in the corner. And that is the end of bag 7. So I think we'll stop there for today's build. Let's go back to the main camera and get a look here of how we're doing. You can see that we've got the base area kind of almost done. We've got to do the front shop on this side, but we've got this music shop pretty much done. There's a couple of little bits here to finish off, probably where the 2 buildings connect on this alleyway. And then we've got the ground level to finish off, and then on the back, as we've just seen, you can see we've got the dump truck kind of going on there, and we uncovered 4 minifigures. So we've got the plumber already gone there, we've got somebody who's part of a band by the looks of thing going out shopping for new instruments, got somebody with a crutch which is new, and then we've got a person there which I think is probably the guy who owns the instrument shop, who's got a 5 shilling coin already. So that's it, we've done 7 bags out of 24. As I said earlier at the start of the stream, you can join me next Sunday at 2 PM Greenwich Mean Time, where we'll be continuing from bag 8 onwards. So this is probably going to take us about 3 or 4 streams, I reckon, to get the whole set done. But often you find the ground level takes a while, and then the other levels are a lot quicker because you haven't got to do all the base work. So we'll see how we go. It may be 3, maybe 4 streams, all of which we'll probably do every Sunday for the rest of February. So keep an eye out on the YouTube channel for that. I'll post up the next one after this stream as well, and probably the 3rd one as well. So we'll definitely have 3. So whatever you're doing for the rest of your Sunday, enjoy yourself. Remember, if you enjoyed this stream, to hit that like button, and join me next weekend on Sunday, where we'll be picking up part 2 of building the shopping street. So until then, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.